Greetings, this is Juannean the Life Coach here. Have you been trying to find a way to look a little bit younger? Maybe you've been looking in the mirror and feeling like, yo, I'm aging pretty quickly. Did you know that being in unhappy relationships can cause early aging, depression, excessive drinking, stress? So many things that cause that look in our face, that feeling in our body that makes us feel old, that makes us look old. How do I know? Because I have been in more than one unhappy relationship, but there is one relationship in particular that I want to talk about today. And there was a quote that actually brought up the spark for this message today. And the quote is, "The cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek." That's by Joseph Campbell. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. I was in a relationship with a gentleman that I was in love with. Oh, I loved him so much. He was like the smartest guy that I had ever met. He was the most witty guy. He could think so quick on his feet. You know, I remember there was one time when we first met, I was acting. I was in a theatrical production, and he was waiting for me outside of the production. After the production was over, I was meeting him outside, and I was like, where is this guy at? He was on top of the building. Like, he had climbed the building. I don't even know how he got up there. He was like the Spider-Man. And man, it was like things like that that just made me fall in love with him, because I'd never met anybody like that. Well, this gentleman also, not only was he just like really amazing and really smart, but he was really popular with the ladies. So he told me when we first met that he was polyamorous. This was the first time that I had ever heard of this term before. I was like, polyamorous? And he was like, yes, that means that he has multiple relationships with multiple women, real relationships. And it threw me off guard, because if he had told me that first, we would have never made it to a second conversation, real talk. But after I had fallen for this guy, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can see how this will work, you know, because I really liked him, and I felt like I was already loving him already. And we had only known each other for maybe 6 months or so before we started. We were friends for about 6 months, and then we started dating after that. And that's when he told me. And I was like, this is, you know, but I stayed with him, and we were together, and we had really happy times. But there were times where I would get in the refrigerator and there were cookies with his name on it from other girls, you know. I remember there was a time on my birthday where it was my birthday. He had forgotten about my birthday, but in the back of my car, he had gifts to send to some other woman. And I was like, man, all these great things about him, I don't know if it's worth what's happening to my heart, because I was very faithful. I am a monogamous person to the core. Like, cheating is just not my thing. I'm not interested in it. It takes too much energy. It's too much work. And it's just not my thing. But I loved him so much, I was willing to work on it. And it didn't work. Eventually, I had gotten to the point after some years where I was like, man, I'm really feeling like a different person. And it was beginning to get really hard to love him. And so it was around Christmas time. Oh my gosh, maybe like 8 years ago or something like that. I had talked to him, and I was like, I can't do this, you know, in so many words. That wasn't verbatim. And I was trying to say, we can be friends, you know, we still can live together, but I can't sleep with you, and I don't want us to be together. But he didn't take that well. And I had to do this because I remember looking in the mirror, and I didn't really recognize myself. I was a professional model for over 10 years. And so looking good was natural for me. But at this time, I remember looking in the mirror, which I didn't do often when I was with him, like towards the end. I wasn't 30 yet, and I must have been like 26 or something like that. Let's see, I'm not about to do the math, but yeah. So I must have been like 26, and I looked in the mirror, and my hair looked old. My skin looked old. I had wrinkles. I had a gap, which has closed now. I didn't get braces, but that's another story on how I did that. But I had a gap. Like, I was just looking. I looked very aged. And I was like, this is not cool. And not only did I look old, but I was drinking excessively. I was smoking cigarettes like a sailor. And I was like, this isn't working. So I told him, yo, this isn't going to work. And he left. He left me alone for 30 days. He went to another state and left me alone for 30 days. But little did I know, that cave of being alone that I was afraid to enter held the treasure that I was seeking. I had lost the essence of who I was by valuing someone else more than I valued myself. And that's where I went wrong. And that was the beginning of my potential death, because I wasn't giving life to myself. All the wealth, the inner wealth that I had, I was giving away, but I didn't give any of it to myself. And so I want to encourage you today. If you're in a situation where you're dealing with somebody that is telling you they're unfaithful, you know they're unfaithful, and you are being faithful, but it's hurting your heart. It's breaking you down deep inside. You're feeling old. You're feeling aged. You are drinking too much. You're smoking like crazy. Some or all of the above. You need to let it go, baby, because you are forgetting about who you are. And it's time to remember your own wealth. It's time to value yourself and find the best of who you are. I would not be where I am right now, an entrepreneur working from home, if I never left that guy. I had to discover the best of who I am all over and where that would take me. So the best is yet to come. You might not be feeling good right now, but that might be because you need to let go of some weight that's killing you. All right. God bless you and be well. It's your Daily Lifestyle Insight with Juannean the Life Coach. Peace.